Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Today I'm going to take you along while I cook my second meal of the day. I had bacon and eggs for my first meal, and for my second meal, I'm going to have some fried cod. I'm going to batter dip it in an egg. I'm going to coat it with pork rind crumbs and fry it in bacon grease. So, before we do anything else, let me go to my little stock of bacon grease here and put a respectable amount in my frying pan here. This is why I save this stuff, so I can use mass quantities of it to deep fry stuff in, because that's what we're doing. We're basically deep frying in bacon grease. So I will take I would say, healthy amount of bacon grease out of this container and let it start to heat up. And I'm going to want to get it to around 375 degrees. And in order to do that, I have my little infrared thermometer where I can point it at a pan, and right now it's telling me it's 140 degrees right there where the red dot is hitting. And we want to heat that up to about 350 to 375. We're going to need a plate and a tablespoon for my pork rinds, my pork rind crumbs, which I have here. All of these things, the frying pan, the bacon grease catcher, the pork rind crumbs, the thermometer, all this stuff, links to all of these things I use can be found on my website at oldguycarnivore.com on the links to stuff I use every day page. Those are affiliate links, and Amazon pays me a small commission when you buy things through that. They don't cost you any more, but it certainly helps the channel, and I appreciate it when you do. I need an egg. No, I came into the refrigerator for something. I need one egg and a bowl to beat it up in. So let's just get one egg out of here. There we go. And we have our fish. Let's cut the fish open. And blot it off just a little bit on a paper towel here. I have one huge piece of fish here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it to make it easier to handle into two pieces. And there we go. I'll go ahead and get my egg cracked. And we'll forgo the egg beating music today because this is just one little poor lonely little egg, and we don't make a big deal out of beating it up. And we don't need a lot of seasoning in this because of the pork rind, but we'll put just a little salt in the egg. when I'm done frying this fish up, if it needs any additional seasoning, I'll just salt it. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. And let's see how our pan is coming. Our oil is now 225 degrees. It's heating up. Now I'm going to take some of these pork rind crumbs and I'm going to spread them on the bottom of this plate so that we can lay the fish down in them to coat one side, and then we'll sprinkle some more on the other side. There we go. And now, this is a really quick recipe. Doesn't take long. And it's fabulous. And I have it about once a month. And it's healthy. It is a little variety, a little something different. Coming up, it's 263 degrees now. It's tough to overcook this. We're gonna fry it until it really gets golden brown. And I look forward to this every once in a while. I buy this fish at Sam's Club, and I have quite a bit of it here that I buy and put away. And I buy it when I find it marked down. And I bring it home and freeze it right away. I have salmon that I buy that way. I have salmon that I freeze like this with pats of butter vacuum sealed in it. And I can just sous vide this. And that poaches the salmon in the butter, and it's delicious, especially with eggs. And I have recipe videos on the channel about that salmon dish as well. And once a week or so, I like to add the fish into my diet just for nutrients' sake. Okay, we are getting up to 316 degrees right now. I've created kind of a breading station, almost like a restaurant might have to bread shrimp or chicken before it goes into a deep fryer. This is something we do at home. Not a big mess, very little cleanup. And all we need to do, once the oil's hot enough, is take a piece of fish, dip it in the egg, put it in the pork rind crumbs, sprinkle some more on top, and lay it down in the grease. Let it fry until it's done on one side. And we can check the thermometer. We can check the temperature of the fish to make sure it's coming up inside, especially the thicker pieces, with a little thermometer like this. So those are really all the tools that you need to make this dish, and it is fabulous. Okay, we are at 350 right now, so we're gonna take our first piece of fish and dunk it in the egg, just like this. Very simple. And lay it down and press it down into the crumbs. And we're going to take our second piece of fish and coat it with egg and press it down into the crumbs. And that's really all we're going to need that egg for, so we can put that away in the sink. We're going to want to rinse our hands. Now, I'm going to take and I want to sprinkle and put some of these pork rind crumbs on the top of the fish. Make sure we get enough on there. And I'm just going to pat them down to make sure that they're spread out evenly. And I can also take some of the crumbs from around the outside to cover up the parts of the fish where we didn't get much. So there we go. We got our fish pretty well coated on both sides. And now we just take it without burning ourselves. That is over 400 degrees, so I'm going to turn that down. But that's going to cool down considerably when I put the fish in. And I'm just going to lay the fish down in it. And I'm going to lay the second piece down in it. And there we go. And I can take some of these crumbs that I have left and sprinkle them, not to waste them, sprinkle them over the top. And as you can see, most of the fish is covered under the oil. So we're in essence deep frying these things, and that's it. That's all the prep there is. That's all the prep there is. I can start my cleanup right now. I'm done with the pork rind crumbs. Now, if you're feeding yourself, this is a healthy meal. If you need to make this for 2 people, you might have to make a couple of batches. Perfect. I'm at 335 degrees.
A few moments later.
All right, let's check this fish and see how it's coming. It's starting to get really white around the edges, which is what we want. It is up to temperature inside, so that's great. So it's time to flip this over. I think I'll use the plastic spatula and a fork so that I don't scratch up this non-stick pan. So we'll get under this and we'll flip it over. And we'll flip this one over. And that's it. That's it for right now. I will get myself another plate for the fish when it's done. And finish my dishwashing duty here. Another check on the temperature. 327 degrees, that's fine. It's frying away. Maybe turn it back up just a tad.
A few moments later.
Just that easy. Let's see what my temperatures are inside the fish. 135, 170. This one's a little thicker. But you really can't overcook it. You can cook it up to 190 degrees inside. The goal here is that the outside be golden brown. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for golden brown. I think I'll turn on the range hood just a little bit. You pardon the noise. And we'll fast forward ahead. 200 degrees, plenty done. Shut the heat off. I've got about a pound. I've got about a pound of wild caught Atlantic cod from Sam's that I bought marked down, coated them in egg, covered them with pork rind crumbs, fried them in bacon grease between 350 and 375. Probably for a total of about 15 minutes. And now they're finished. So we're going to take them out of the frying pan. Let them drip a little bit. But these will not be greasy. And let them cool off just a little so we can taste them. Wow, doesn't that look good? Done with this. Done with this. Everything's got a place. Done with that. We'll use the fork to eat it with. There we go. Now, only one more thing to do. Let's taste it. Let's taste it and take a look at how. Got a nice crunch. A nice white flaky fish inside. Definitely smoking. And let's take a little piece of this. It's probably hot. Perfect. Perfect. Delicious. Just the right amount of salt. Still juicy. A real treat. So, I'm going to sit down and eat this, enjoy it, my second meal of the day. I'm going to give you all the rest of the day off and tell you to eat meat or fish.